With me this afternoon at the African Television Studio is a very special guest, a unique personality that came in all the way from Nigeria to the Netherlands and is here for also a unique purpose, and I will be talking to him on African Television. The person is no other than Alhaji Badiru Abubakar, MON. And you are the national president of the Association of Chambers of Commerce for Industry, Mines and Agriculture.
Yeah.
That is quite a huge responsibility.
Yeah, sure.
So tell us, what is Naccima all about?
Well, the Association of Nigerian Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mine and Agriculture is an association of businessmen that engage in commerce, industries, mine and also agriculture. We are the umbrella body for the Nigerian. In Nigeria, you have state or city chambers, but all those state and city chambers, as well as bilateral chambers like the Nigerian Netherlands Chamber of Commerce, they are all under the federal body. And our job is like a lobby group that promotes trade, industries, mine and agriculture in the country. We protect and help our members as a group to facilitate easy way of doing business.
Okay, how do you get members into this association? Is it just only for people who owns businesses, or could individual business interests also be part of Naccima?
Yes, all members of the State City Chamber of Commerce are members of Naccima. In addition, all companies and individuals that run businesses that to apply to be members of the association, we check, scrutinize, and give them membership.
Okay, and I mean, when you say give them membership, is it free, or do they have to pay something to register?
No, normally there in any organization there is some fee that helps in moving the organization forward. We are the voice of business. We advocate business.
Okay. The Chamber of Commerce, is it privately run, or is it under the Nigerian federal government or under the Ministry of Trade? What is the structure?
Like every organization, first you have to register an organization with the government. So we are registered with government as a Chamber of Commerce, the National Chamber of Commerce, and that is one for the whole country, the big umbrella. And individual states or city or bilateral can register as chambers also. And then we conduct our business in a private way like any other organization.
Okay, and in terms of your selective offices, how do you elect your officials? Is there an election? Or?
Well, first you have to be a member of the chamber that own business. And in the process of being a member, if you intend to serve the association, you contest for a post and you get elected at an AGM every 2 years.
Okay. What are you doing in the Netherlands in this time of the year?
Well, there is a business activity run by the Embassy of Nigeria. I think a conference on business that we think deemed to attend, and we bring about 20 to 30 businessmen to meet their counterpart in the Netherlands and discuss business in The Hague.
Okay, and how has it been like?
Well, it is okay. We draw in a lot of businessmen here, and they meet with some of the businessmen, and incidentally 2 of our governors are here, as well as the 2 ministers, one for commerce and industry and one for water resources. And we showcase what Nigeria needs and how to do business in Nigeria to the Netherlands community. And from what the people that have attended, I think some discussions are already on the way for development of some businesses in agro-allied and agriculture.
Okay. I was actually informed by some of the delegates that you would have had more numbers of people if they've all been given visas, that some were denied visa. Is that disappointing, and how can we check against this in the future?
Well, we have a team of about 60 coming, and some, actually more than half, were denied visa. Okay, it's disappointing, but it has to be built gradually. First, we have to have something done at this time, and the government of both Netherlands and Nigeria will see the impact, how much money is being invested in both the two countries as a result of this mission. So after that, we continue to talk, and we are talking to NABC also to see what more we can do with the businessmen in the Netherlands to facilitate business between Netherlands and Nigeria. So it's a beginning. This is the third time we have this business forum here, and in time it will develop, and I think the two governments will get relaxed over time, and the issue of visa might probably be history when they know the quality of people we bring and the business that come out of the forum.
Okay, well, I mean, one of the reasons they give why they deny visas is that sometimes they don't trust the type of people we are sending over. They don't want people to come here and don't want to go back. But I also learned from your association that these are professionals that have been, excuse me, screened, and that they don't have business team back in the Netherlands. And secondly, this treatment is not given to the Dutch people. They are given visas within 48 hours if they have any reason to go to Nigeria on business visit.
Yes, we discussed this with the two ministers, Nigerian ministers that are at The Hague with us for the forum, and they discussed this. We discussed this pretty well, and they are going to talk to their counterparts in the Netherlands and see how effective things will do. But you see, embassies all over the world have their own way of doing something. But like I said, the ministers will discuss with their counterparts here, and I think in the next forum or in the next activity that we intend to do, there might be changes.
Okay. There's interest of Nigerians in the diaspora living in the Netherlands to come back home and do business with your Chamber of Commerce. How do they go about this? Do they go to private business initiatives themselves, or they can go through your Chamber of Commerce to get contacts?
Well, first of all, from the presentation you had at the Business Council and from what the ministers and we at the Chamber present, you will know now that Nigeria is the destination for doing business. The Asian business in China, India is now moving out to Africa, and Africa, Nigeria. When you look at all the statistics read out by the Minister of Trade, you will see that Nigeria is really the next home of investment. So the Nigerians at diaspora are welcome to start. And in Nigeria, like you know, the rate of return is pretty well and it's pretty good. We all do business in Nigeria and we have very good returns and we do good businesses. Well, I think we will have another forum where we will discuss all the incentives, all the developments and all the statistics that makes Nigeria a destination for business. So any person from the diaspora that wants to have business in Nigeria is welcome to come to our chambers for advice, help and guidance. We will guide him through, we will advise him through, we will help him to register and establish.
Okay, that's good to hear, because we've had a blanket check. You know, those in diaspora come back home, and some had actually gone, and they've been disappointed. They've gone to Abuja, there's no land, there's no accommodation, it has not been easy to network themselves, and the few money they have, they end up spending it and coming back. So this is good news that the Chamber of Commerce would have.
Like you know, the governments might promise and might be difficult to fulfill the promise in a very short while. But we as businessmen, we don't ask you to come tomorrow, pack your load and come to Nigeria. We promise that, we promise this. No, we develop the business over time. When you are still sitting in diaspora, doing your job, making your money where you are, we try to develop businesses, we try to create businesses, and in time, when everything is set, you will feel necessary to come back home and continue the business. I'm not telling you, leave what you are doing tomorrow, come the next day, I will give you business that will make you millions of money. No. I'm telling you, we will assist you, we will guide you, we will work with you to make sure the business works. But it's not every business, even with the professionals, that works. So that is why we said, okay, stay on your own business, continue to work with us, develop the business to some level. When you are satisfied that business is good enough for you, then come over.
Okay, that's good news. One thing of concern, not just only to us as Nigerians, but also to those whom we are invited to come to Nigeria, is security. And we can't shy away from that we need to talk about security. And I remember at this business forum, it was talked about that the Dutch average businessman is scared, even though he knows that there's big money to be made in Nigeria. What is the security situation in Nigeria? And is it advisable for people to come and do business in Nigeria?
Well, you have to look at the global concept. The world today, there is nowhere is secured. There is problem in America. During the other marathon, some people were killed. There was just some problem in UK where a military man was killed. There was problem in France where some people beat up somebody. So there are security challenges all over the world. And business is risk and life is risk in itself. The situation in Nigeria is even better than South Africa as of today. From what we had at the business forum, I think they come up with some statistics at the business forum to display that Nigeria is not as bad as it is being painted to be. And I think the media, you people, have to see to the actual situation back home. We are in Nigeria. I'm, for instance, in Kano, where most people believe is very dangerous. I'm doing business very well in Kano, and I'm popularly known in Kano, and my children are going to school. Everybody is doing his own business. So sometimes we get problems being at the wrong place at the wrong time, but it's not something that occurs daily and that prevents you from doing your own business, no.
So you are saying that Nigeria is safe?
No, for sure, it's safe relatively when you look at the whole world situation. Where is 100% safe today?
Okay. Another subject will be corruption. Is it being overblown? Is this administration taking the fight on corruption very serious?
No, I think the administration is doing its best. But you see, when you have a rotten house that has rotted for so many years, it requires a lot of job to put it together and fill it together. So we are doing some job on the corruption, and I think the corruption level has reduced. If you look at the Transparency International report, it has reduced over the years, and the government keep fighting, and hopefully it will be over in time. But it's not something that you will say is completely over. It's there, but okay, it's been minimized, and at least it's reducing to some level.
Well, I'm taking you a little bit out of business now. People in the private sector, they strive very well, but when they are transferred to come and work for government, we don't get result. Is it something of selfishness that when we do our thing, we do well, but when we work for the state, we just don't want to function?
I'm sure you are referring to businessmen in Nigeria leaving their businesses to work for the state, right?
Yes.
Good. How can a very efficient and good businessman send his business away and work with the government? It's not simply paying. So if you are taking somebody from the business and you are putting him in a government office with the present government salaries, then it's either a failure in his business or he doesn't get it. But also, another reason is the team. One person cannot be able to change a team. If you are being very efficient in your business, and for some reasons you have to leave the business and join a team in the public sector, and if the team is not efficient enough, no matter how hard you try, you cannot do the job. There was time that some people were being pulled from the diaspora to go and work in the private sector and on the public sector, and out of frustration they leave the job and go back because they cannot change things. And at one time, our minister resigned because she cannot cope. It was after some changes that's the Minister of Finance, that after some changes in the government that she's been come back to take the job. So sometimes it do happen. If the system in itself is not efficient, it doesn't take only one man to change the system.
Okay.
It takes people in the system.
So then you will support the idea then that we should privatize all our government institutions. I mean, put it in the hands of the private people to run and
no,
let them give us
privatization is different. When you talk of absolute privatization, it's like I'm producing this bottle as a government. Now I don't want to produce this bottle. I sell the company to you, you produce and sell. So it's a complete new organization, new system. Whoever is the businessman will bring enough people to run that business, and the attitude of the existing workers will have to change. It's completely different from you being invited into a government established to work as a worker, not as the president. As a worker, and then you have to take orders. But when you buy the business as a private sector and you want to run it efficiently, then everybody have to run it the way you want it run, otherwise he leaves.
Should that be good for a nation?
That is the trouble. But if he leaves, then you will have to employ people in the same country. That will be efficient. But I tell you, in most of the cases, if the head in the private sector is good enough, those under will change. I tell you a story. I have an oil mill. Sometimes I stay there till 10, 11. We run efficiently well because I'm involved. The moment I leave the business to be run, then things start getting not 100%. They do their best because they know I can check them all the time. But not as when I'm sitting there. Everybody tries to do his best and to put his best. So it's the same scenario here.
Okay. You've seen a little bit of Nigerians in the Netherlands. I mean, it's a short visit. What is your impression of the Nigerians living here that you have met and how they go about their lives?
Well, it's not a short visit. I've been doing business with the Netherlands for the last 20, 25 years.
Oh.
And I've interacted with some Nigerians that are in automobile industry,
okay,
either in selling used trucks, shipping or others. And I can say they are very hardworking people who try in most cases to make an honest living.
Okay, so you're impressed with?
No, I'm impressed with the people that I've interacted with before. For instance, in soccer, we have 2 or 3 Nigerian truck dealers like Sly, Bostic and others. And they are working very hard, they do their job and they are still doing good business.
Okay. The Nigerians here are trying to form a Nigerian Business Council. Actually, they've inaugurated it, they've made it known to the embassy. And the whole idea is to expose the Nigerian businesses here. Is there any way your chambers can assist them, either here or at home, so that they also can have a face?
Yes, you see, what we do is to promote business for our members. So if you develop your business council, we have already tons and tons of businessmen in our archives. So anybody who wants to do some business in Nigeria, wants to have some inquiry on some business in Nigeria, or wants to have contact of people doing some business in Nigeria, for sure we will help the council in bringing the people together.
So how do we register the council with your chambers of commerce?
It's very easy. After your registration, let us inform that you have registered, then we register you automatically, and then you can go into our facilities and on our data bank to get all the information you need about doing business in Nigeria.
Okay. Well, you are on African television. This is the first black African television broadcasting from the Netherlands. We have others in the UK, but this is our pride in the Netherlands. It's quite a unique station. Our mission is to promote Africa, and Nigeria is part of Africa. How can your Chamber of Commerce assist African television to bring out the good image of Nigeria?
Well, I think in time we will have to have some programs together. Those programs will be looking at specific issues that we think can be dealt with between the Nigerian businessmen and the Netherlands businessmen, both the Nigerian in Netherlands and the Netherlands nationals who wish to do business with Nigeria or who are already doing business with Nigeria, so that we will broaden our horizon and try to reach to so many people to see the beauty in doing business in Nigeria and to see the beauty of Nigerian people and what they stand for and what they do.
Okay. Last question. I know you're married, and I know sometimes you don't want to talk about this, but how is your family life? I mean, you are always busy traveling and helping businesses and all that. How do you relax yourself? How do you spend time with your family?
Yeah, I travel a lot, and in most time I take my family with me, at least my wife with me, and even now as we talk, I have my wife with me. And in most of the countries or places that I go and stay for more than 2 weeks, I always buy a house for convenience. So I have a house in the neck here where whenever I come to the Netherlands, I stay 2 weeks or 1 week I stay with my family, and then we are free to move around to do things, and I feel at home. It's not easy for them, but okay, this is the business I have chosen, and we have to love to learn how we lead our life, and I'm sure they are not complaining.
Sir, in specific, what does your Chambers of Commerce do for members back in Nigeria to attract either business to Nigeria or outside of Nigeria? What does the Chamber of Commerce do for these members?
Well, first, we, as a Chamber of Commerce, promote the businesses of our members. That is the prime objective. And if you want to break down promotion of business activity, you go first, interface with the government to see what policies are good for businesses and what policies are not good for businesses, and how do we help and facilitate business where there are rules and regulation by the government. How do we inform our members on the new rules and regulations, and how do we continue to talk to the government as a lobby group on how best to make rules and regulation that will suit business in the country. That is one. Two, we do matching for our businesses. For instance, you have a factory, you are producing water, and maybe you need calcium or whatever ingredient you need to clean the water, and you are having trouble with your supplies. You ring the Chamber of Commerce, I need supplies of calcium, and then we give you 100 or 200 addresses. We can even go down into analyzing the cost for you, so that you will have that service from us. That, okay, we know this supplier, that supplier, this supplier that can supply you this, and is credible. And for so reasons, we think you work with this, it will give you the cheapest possible alternative. That is when you want supply. And when a businessman who is our member is looking for new businesses, I'm looking for new businesses, what will you advise? We tell him, okay, you want to build in Nigeria? Yes. Where? Northern part, southern part, or eastern part? Then you tell us. Then we go into our archives, we see the feasibility studies that have been developed for businesses, and advise our member. 1, 2, 3 are businesses that we think can be profitable. Then you can have a desk officer in the chamber who will work with you to develop on those feasibilities and help you build that business. So those are some few things that we do in business promotion. And sometimes we organize trade mission, trade fairs, to bring the businessmen and to bring the commerce people, the traders, into contact with the goods and services that they procure. So, and we do the trade fairs both locally and internationally. And for instance, the business forum that was held just recently, we came with about 20 businessmen who have reason to discuss, to see and discuss businesses. And I tell you, at the end of it, we will come up with concrete businesses that has been established as a result of the business forum that was just held.
The Nigerian Business Promotion Council, how are they different from Naccima?
Well, Nigerian Business Promotion Council is a government organization. We are on the board of the investment Promotion Council to advise them on how to promote businesses
in Nigeria
and abroad. So Nigerian Investment Promotion Council packaged Nigeria to the investors, including Naccima members, that okay, come to Nigeria, establish these businesses, the government will support you, will give you tax relief, will give you this, will give you that, will give you that. So they do a lot bigger than what we do, because we do ours through our members and to our members.
So more specifics now.
More specific. But the Nigerian Investment Promotion Council, they promote investment in all sectors of Nigerian economy and to whoever, including our members. But the Chamber of Commerce supports the Nigerian Investment Promotion Council in promoting investment into Nigeria. And whatever business that is coming, if it's coming through the Nigerian Investment Promotion Council, they will look for us, because we have to bring our members to match with the members that are coming to do businesses. So we are hands in hand. One, this is a private sector arrangement and is limited to its members. The other is a government establishment and is doing general job for the government. Yes.
Thank you, Alhaji. It's nice having you in the Netherlands. It's nice having you on African television. I just want you to look to the camera, and give a word to our viewers about African television. They should watch it.
Yes, I'm really very happy to be here with you today, and I respect the courage of the promoters of this television, because I know how difficult it is to run a TV station, and more so in another country, and with all the cost involved and the situation involved. I really salute their courage, and I wish we could do more, and I wish we, the Chamber and the government of Nigeria, will support them to continue doing the beautiful job they are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.